And welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Knowledge. Yeah, I bought this hat. I was like, I probably won't be able to get a lot of use out of this hat. Oh my god, was I wrong. But I'll tell you what. On a video not too long ago, I talked about the Pikachu and the gray felt hat. And I said, those first cards that hit market are going to be $1,000 plus. And if you look at the title of this video, the title is not clickbait. It is true for about the next 69 seconds. Because if you guys are not just Pokemon fans, maybe some of you out there are race car fans. So you'll be very familiar with this terminology. Gentlemen, start your engines because this is the absolute fastest, most craziest race to the bottom that you're ever going to see on a card in a very, very long time. Listen, I do this a lot on this channel. I find myself doing this a lot. Is I keep saying the same thing over and over and over again. Who is buying these cards? I don't know. Listen, I got messages today from people that did this play who they weren't the ones buying these cards, but they were the ones grading these cards. And they were asking, like, what should they do because they're seeing these crazy prices. I don't know who the buyer is, but I'm going to tell you some stuff that's going on right now. Like, at the time of recording this video, and this is not make-believe, this is not bullshit, I'm not talking out my ass. You can go on eBay right now, and you can look at current auction prices versus buy-it-now prices. There is a lot of auctions currently being listed on eBay that are selling in the hundreds more than the lowest buy-it-now. Yes, you heard those numbers correct. In the hundreds. I want to sit here and tell you, those are all shill bids. None of them are real. They're all fake. People aren't actually bidding this thing up. That would be a lie. People are actually paying for these cards. People are buying these cards. Now, I'm telling you, this card will crash hard. Now, will this ever be a super cheap free promo? No, it will never be a free promo. It will never be super cheap. But 100%, I will put my name out there and guarantee that this card will not be a PSA 10 for $1,000+ in the next 6 months. I guarantee it. Just absolute guarantee. But you have people out there buying that card. Now, where does this card fall on the spectrum? I mean, I got a lot of Pikachus over there. A lot of... Here. I got a lot of these cards. Where are they? I got a lot of... Hold on. I got a bunch of these. There's a bunch of Pikachus for you. Bunch of Pikachu on the balls. That's a... So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got 10 right here in front of me. Pikachu on the balls. That was an example of a card that at one point in the history of this hobby was a very expensive card, and you look at what that card's selling at right now. Can't even sell a 10 if you wanted for 100. You damn near can't sell a 9 for $50. And that card at one time was selling for not just about the same price, $1,000+ $2,000+. Now, don't get me wrong, the releases were a lot different. When they were first released, it was for that kids football league or football soccer if you're from the United States, and everybody FOMO'd in. They're like, oh, we won't be able to get these cards, blah, 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 blah. And then everybody FOMO'd in, spent huge crazy prices just for the raw copies with just the hope of getting 10s until eventually Pokemon put out a press release and said, we are going to have those cards available at Game. Yes, GAME. It's kind of like GameStop, but in the UK. And all you have to do is spend $20 and purchase these Pikachu with a gray felt hat promo. You have to spend $30 on Pokemon Center, $20, $30, semantics at that point. And then, but then this is the key. This is the very important part of this. While I just told you that Pokemon released a statement saying these will be available at Game if you spend $20 or more. Before that happened, the lead up to that drop, to the point where those were actually available in store, all you had to do was spend $20. The lead up to that, the prices were still really, really strong. Now, they weren't $2,000 strong or $1,000+ like they were at the very, very height of that Pikachu on the ball card, but they were still strong until eventually, again, the first to markets, even for those cards that after the $20 wave hit, were still selling for huge premiums. Now, that quickly went off a cliff. And this is the thing I struggle with. When I just told you that whole game scenario, when I talk about the Pikachu with the gray felt hat, when I talk about these scenarios, the fact of the matter is, you have to be a little bit down the rabbit hole to at least know these cards even exist. Pikachu on the ball is still kind of a niche card. Pikachu with gray felt hat, you still have to be engaged in Pokemon to know, one, that there was a Van Gogh release even happening, and then you still would have to somehow know that that happened, but have your blinders on so hard that you don't know that it's going to be available on PokemonCenter.com in the next coming days or weeks or potentially month. I don't even think it's going to be that long. It's going to probably be in the next couple days that's going to be available with a $30 purchase. And then you look at what are those raw prices of those cards selling for. They're still selling for strong premiums even after the news of that card's release was put out there. It was selling pretty strong at $100, and it's not like it went from $100 and fell off a cliff to that $30 price point or to that $20 price point. That never happened. I don't know why. I don't. Listen, I just don't. I sit here on the camera all the time in front of you guys at this point we're well past hundreds of hours of content on this channel. We are into the thousands. Yes, you heard that number correct. Thousands. Just the same way as the title says $1,000+, we are in 1,000+ hours worth of content on this channel. And in all those 1,000+ hours, I never once been able to figure out who the buyer of this card is. Why? And listen, there are some people out there that are really, really strong on both sides of the argument. You have the people that are like, obviously this card's going to crash, which I am 100% in that corner. This price of this card's going to crash. But then you have this weird other area of the hobby where people are just like, well, you know what, PK, some people just have a lot of money and they don't care about a couple $100 here and there, and they just, because they have the money, they're just willing to spend it. I'm going to give you a little secret on rich people. Even rich people aren't dumb with their money. There's a reason why they are rich. There's a reason they got rich. And it wasn't just throwing their money out the window and just letting it fly away. Buy money, shoo, fly. It's not like that. They are at least, people that have money are still intelligent, and they have to be a little intelligent in this market to know that this card is going to be mass produced. It's going to have 1 million copies out there. 1 million, maybe a million's a rough estimate, but it's going to be in the hundreds of thousands. Listen, and it's the same way as all the people that FOMO'd into this card right at release. So I'm going to tell you right now, I wanted to have this have this card just to have this graded play if possible. But I wasn't going to do secondary market prices, and I definitely wasn't going to purchase on the secondary market blind, because promos like this, I was worried about print quality. I'm not about to spend crazy secondary market prices in order to acquire that card, and then when it was finally mailed to me, get it in hand, look at it through the package, and go, I can't even send this. It's not even worth it. So I was never a buyer of this card on the secondary market. I tried my damnedest to be an acquirer of this card through Pokemon Center when they had their releases. And if you guys are not new to this channel, you know I made a bunch of videos ranting about how I was not able to get that Pikachu with the gray felt hat promo because I wasn't able to get anything from PokemonCenter.com. I was able to load a bunch of that Van Gogh merch into my cart, but no matter what I did, entering credit card information, trying through PayPal, multiple browsers up, one with credit card, one with PayPal, nothing was working. I could not check out for the life of me. So I never got that card, so I just never even tried to do that play. And now I'm just, in a way, I get to be an onlooker. I get to be the audience. I am the fan in the stands at this moment. I am watching the field, and just like Pikachu on the ball was Pikachu running around kicking a soccer ball, this one's a little different, and I got everybody out there doing this graded play, watching them run around on the field, and I'm just sitting in the stands, eating my popcorn, drinking my drink, just watching everybody do crazy things. I don't know who the buyer is. Who's the buyer? Are you the buyer? Is the buyer in here? Do I have a buyer in the chat? Can you tell me you are the buyer of that $1,000 plus PSA 10 Pikachu in a gray felt hat promo? Are you the buyer? Because I feel like if you tell me you are the buyer, I think you're just going to be trolling me, because I don't think anybody in this chat is. But there's buyers out there. And shout out to the people buying it or selling it. I went and I was like, who are the people selling this? So I looked. Shout out to Z and Band. Z and Band, shout out to you, my friend. I saw you sold a couple of those cards. I saw you cut your prices real quick just to be able to move those cards, and you did a freaking fantastic job. But, yeah, there's a bunch of people out there that watch this channel. I recognize the names. I'm looking at who is ballsy enough to push these cards away. Shout out to Kyle. Kyle messaged me earlier today. Kyle said that he had a promo, and he said that as soon as he listed it, he listed it at a high dollar amount with offers on, and he was already getting offers of $750, and he was considering taking that $750 offer, and all I could respond to that was nice. N-I-C-E, one simple word, because I was flabbergasted, like the fact that these cards are so crazy. But it was the same thing even with the special livery Charizard. I know we're just recycling all these bullshit names that we just keep saying over and over again, live after live. Every time we talk about the same freaking promos. Pikachu on the ball, special delivery Charizard, Pikachu in a gray felt hat. But there's a reason why we keep regurgitating the same stuff over and over and over again. And it comes to one simple fact, that the market keeps doing this time and time again. So, yeah, I don't know. How many times can I say I don't know on this video? 100, 300, 1,000? Say it 1,000 times. I'll say it one time for every dollar that people are spending on that absolutely crazy expensive promo. But, yeah. Listen, I appreciate you guys. I like that you guys tune in for these rants, but I'm so happy I bought this hat. This hat has really paid for itself. But this is the thing too, and going back to my last video. I just talked about, like, what am I doing in this hobby? And I think this gray felt hat promo is a perfect example. While there are so many pullbacks currently happening in this current market, and we're talking not just a couple pullbacks, a ton of pullbacks. You have a lot of the Scarlet and Violet product is really struggling, especially in the sealed product route. A lot of singles for certain sets are dropping right now. There's not a lot of great singles, not a lot of great sealed products to buy for super modern stuff. But what I was talking about in my last video, and it resonates still true right now, which we're only a day separated, is sometimes you have to pass on the good deals to get the great deals. And the problem with this Pikachu and a gray felt hat, at the time of release, how it was released right at the rip, it was a great deal. It was a great opportunity for a lot of people, and there's a lot of people capitalizing right now on that fantastic opportunity. Now, this is where the tricky part comes in. This is where experience comes in. The first experience that comes in is recognizing condition. If you can, like, truly pre-grade and you recognize good condition and you knew that your PSA your Pikachu in a gray felt hat had a true shot at a PSA 10. This is where, like, all the time you've put into the hobby, all the cards you've graded personally, you're familiar with grading skills. You looked at it and you said, this has a strong shot at a 10. You'll probably never be at 100. Nobody's ever at 100. But if you looked at this card and you said, my God, I think this card got 80 plus 10 PSA 10 rate, meaning if you sent that card 10 times, you expect that card to come back to you 8 times as a PSA 10. If you got to this point in this hobby, you looked at your card, you know what you got to do? You got to look at all the different tiers. You weren't sending at that TCG $15 value tier. You got to finally look at those other tiers and say, well, I'll send it at $40. I'll send it at $75, because even though the difference between $75 to $15 might be a difference of $60 extra you're going to pay to send it at that $75 tier, you look at, well, what's the race to the bottom going to be? Will that $60 extra that I pay to get this card back a little bit faster, will it pay off exponentially for me? And I think for a lot of the people that did do that play, it is paying off, and it is paying off exponentially for them. It's insane. It's just insane. All right, that's the first thing I want to talk about. Next thing a lot of people have been asking me about, and I'm still waiting to talk to James from Z&G Emporium. I'm working out some stuff with James, trying to do some stuff, but a lot of people ask me about my pack grading play. The pack grading play is back. Yes, you heard that correct. The famous PK sent a shitload of modern packs to James from Z&G Emporium. They're all back. If you look at the description of this video right now, there's a very top link. Says first round of PSA packs. There's a link. If you click on it, it's going to bring you to all 35 of... It's just going to bring one page. all 35 packs that I currently have listed through Z&G, and you can check out all the prices. It's got about 2 days left. I'd say like at the time of recording this video, like 1 day, 20 plus hours left on that. And you can look at all the prices it's selling at. There are some stuff right now that it's actually like selling for actually good deals. Some stuff that's already selling for crazy premiums. Like the good deal stuff is if there's a lot of like 3-pack cards, like Unified Minds. There's a couple of those listings don't have any bids on it. Listen, anybody out there wants to go dabble in a little graded packs, feel free. Just put a minimum bid on every single one of those packs, $30. Do me a favor. You're going to have to buy those packs. This is not a shill question. This is, go ahead. Go out there. Go on all those packs. Bid them up to $30 for me. And then I want to actually live stream the end of those sales. See how that paid out. Now, there's only 35 packs. If you listen to the words I used, there's only 35 packs out of 137 packs. So yes, we did get all 137 packs back, but we are not listing all 137 packs at the exact same moment. And I'm going to probably say this statement over again because I just watched my concurrent viewer count. As soon as I mentioned that I have a link to all my graded packs, the viewer count dropped by like legit 30%. So I think a lot of people are going to be looking at the current prices of some of those packs, and then they'll be funneling back in. But, yeah, oh my god, it just went down way lower. I just lost 50% of my viewers when I said that those packs were up there. But I will say this again. Oh boy, a lot of people are interested in that pack ready to play. You guys are great. But yeah, it's the very first link. Number one mod, Drew, if you're out there, you can link the graded pack submission in the chat too if people want to click on it. But there's somebody go out there, go bid $30 on everything for me. Do me a favor, do me a solid. Somebody out there. I know you're out there. Somebody out there. Just bid $30 on every single one of those packs and make sure not a single one of them is a loser. Do it. $30 every single one. Go down. Drew said I didn't even post a link, LOL. Yeah. But, no, I do plan to do a first ever live stream on Sunday. I want to go over a couple things. I want to go over all my packs. And on Sunday, I'm going to go in depth. I want to see what they all sell at. I mean, there's some packs that are actually going to sell for decent premiums. Like, there's a PSA 10 Celestial Storm Jirachi pack. Like, that's a pack you just don't see come up very often. A PSA 10 is a Jirachi pack from Celestial Storm rare? Not inherently, no, but PSA 10s, we now know that those are tough to get. So I expect that Jirachi PSA 10s, oh my god, Celestial Storm pack to sell for pretty strong. I got a Porygon pack from Plasma Blast, hit a PSA 10. I think that Porygon is either a PSA Pop 1 or PSA Pop 2 for Plasma Blast, and anybody who is trying the complete PSA 10 art sets or just PSA 10 sets of their favorite Pokemon, I'm sure there is some Porygon art or Porygon collector out there who would want a relatively nichier, I mean, Plasma Blast, how rare is Plasma Blast? We live in the moment of Scarlet and Violet and Sword and Shield. So in comparison, Plasma Blast is rare in that sense, comparing it to how many Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet packs are out there. But there'll probably be somebody out there that wants that Porygon pack in a PSA 10. And then there's going to be interesting cards out there. Like, I had a couple Pop Series packs. I think only one of the two is listed, but it hit a 10. That'll be interesting to see where that one falls. There's like a Lugia artwork from Lost Thunder. It's a 3-pack, like dollar store pack. That hit a PSA 10. It's going to be, some of these are going to be interesting to see where these lie. And it's still early. But, you know, then there's like the obvious ones. The Brilliant Stars PSA 10 Charizard. Be interesting to see where that falls. I think there's a, what the hell? Rebel Clash Inteleon PSA 10. Interesting to see where that falls. And then like some of the field grading plays. I want to see where some of like the PSA 8s fall. Where some of the PSA 7s fall. Because if you guys are not new and you've heard about the way I talk about the pack grade and play, the way I talked about it was, my goal was make money on 10s, break evens on 8s and 9s. If I could break evens on these 8s and 9s, this will actually still work out. The problem lies in the very obvious. If I don't break even on these 8s and these 7s and potential 9s, then that's where the money will compound. That's where the losses will come. But I already just put it this way. I'm interested to see how this goes. I just yesterday in the mail sent a package to James from Z&G Emporium. Just sent him $1,000 worth of graded cards. I just sent him like a bunch of $100+ slabs in order to make sure that if I do owe him any money, that he'll be able to take it out of that. But again, as I mentioned earlier, there's only 35 packs out of 137. James is nice enough to break up these packs, so it's going to be going through the course of 3 or 4 weeks, and well, maybe not even 4 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. So we got 35 packs this week, maybe 35 next week, 35 next week, 35 the following week, something like that, or maybe 40, something like this. But either way, this is only the first of either 3 or 4 weeks worth of packs that are going to go up. So this is going to be about a month-long process to see how this really plays out. Like I said, it'll be interesting to see. I think there was only... I don't think he even listed the full art set of Plasma Blast. I want to say only 3 of the 4 packs of Plasma Blast were listed. And then he listed one of my Heart Gold Soul Silver Triumphant packs. Maybe he just forgot to list the 4th one, or maybe it's there and I didn't even notice it. But either way, guys, we'll see how that pack rating play goes. It's either going to be a huge win or a big crash and burn. But somebody out there, go bid $30 on every single one of them. Or go put a bid on every one. There's some, honestly. All right. So now this is where I'm going to start doing a little shill-in of my own stuff. It costs $30 to grade this stuff. So if you could pick up any of these packs for sub $30, I think you're doing fine. Especially like PSA 9s. If you could pick them up graded, any pack, I don't care what it is. I don't care if it is a trick or trade pack. I don't care if it is a 3-pack. Like, you could pick up any of these for less than $30, and you like... Now, this isn't as an investor, but this is a collector, meaning you like the way these packs display, you like the cases. Anything sub $30, you're fine. Because this is... You draw a hard line between collector and investor. There's a lot, and when you talk about collectors, that's why you have collectors. That there's a lot of people out there are just PSA 9 collectors versus the people that are PSA 10 collectors. And then you have that even smaller subsection of the people that are PSA 8 collectors. The PSA 8 collector out there is always the person I'm jealous of. And the reason I'm jealous of them is because their abilities to complete their collection goals is way easier than the people out there that are PSA 10 collectors. The PSA 10 collectors, the uphill battle to complete those collection goals can be super daunting, and not just super daunting, they could be super financially daunting. But that PSA 8 collector out there, there are PSA 8 collectors out there, same way as PSA 7, and so on. But man, those PSA 8 collectors, their uphill battle to complete master sets isn't really that much of an uphill battle. It's more or less just a gradual slope because there's a lot of buying opportunities. So that's the one thing I'm hoping for. You just need one guy come in and just saying, yeah, I want this because I want it as the artwork and I think this is a cheap option for me, and just bring it up right to that break-even point, and then the play will still work out. So Thrifty TCG said, PSA 8 collectors are angels. They are. And there's, I think, anybody out there that's ever graded a card and hit a PSA 8, and you get your submission back and you look at the 8 and you just do a big sigh. You go, because you know that card is going to be tough to sell. And then just like Thrifty said, that PSA 8 collector angel comes swooping in and they buy up that card for you, because you think of PSA 8s as being something that is damn near... We talk about cards right now in this hobby being a liquid, especially graded slabs. 8s can feel damn near as e-liquid as anything gets, but they still sell. Like, you can go on eBay right now. If you don't believe me, just type into your search bar, Pokemon PSA 8, switch over to sold items, and just look at what's sold today. And I could guarantee you there's a bunch of PSA 8s sold just today. So, gotta hope that is a possibility. I will be going live tomorrow. So tomorrow is Saturday. I'll be doing a live before I hop into the Rattle Happy Hour chat. I know a lot of you guys have been hopping into the Rattle Happy Hour chat. I think there's going to be like a presentation going, or maybe not a presentation, but we're going to be watching some stuff in the Rattle Happy Hour tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of fun, so I will be there. And then on Sunday, I'll probably be later in the day, but I do hope to live stream these packs being sold and then kind of breaking it down and kind of giving you guys like a true example. I don't even want to like look at the prices of these packs right now and say, well, I bought it for this much, because they're auctions. Auctions, it's really shitty to talk about auctions days ahead of time because you don't know what's going to happen today versus what's going to happen tomorrow. But listen, I know there's somebody out there bid everything up to $30. I'm not telling you to shill them. I'm just telling you, bid them the $30 to buy them because you want them. Every single one, especially those dollar store packs, those 3 ones, do it. Boost them up, $30 minimum bids on every single one of you guys. Listen, I appreciate every single one of you. I'm so happy I got to wear this hat one more time. I'm so happy that we still live in this market where there are buyers out there that will pay $1,000+ for a PSA 10 Pikachu and a gray felt hat, even if it is only for the matter of an hour of one day right at release. And I don't know why these people exist, and they were going to lose a bunch of money. But listen, for whatever reason, they're putting a lot of food on a lot of people's tables out there, and maybe not even just food on the table, allowing people to go out, having real nice dinners and whatever, because they're buying these. I don't know why these prices of these Pikachu and a gray felt hat promos are going to crash. They haven't crashed just yet, because you can't pick them up on PokemonCenter.com if you spend $30 on an order just yet, but you will. You will get your opportunity. I hope I get my opportunity. Every single person in this chat is going to get their opportunity. Whether there's 10 people watch this video, 1,000 people watch this video, all those 1,000 people are going to get those opportunities. They're going to get those cards back. You're going to see that absolute gentleman start your engines, because it is an absolute race to the bottom. Stop buying these cards. If you are the one buying PSA 10s, be smart with your money. It's your money. Don't waste your money. As always, appreciate every single one of you. And I'll catch you on the next video.